Okay. Hi guys, this is Dr. Bhupesh from Dr. BKM Institute. Now we are going to talk about the basic rules which we have already done. And but every time I do this, this is what makes me feel better. And that is what I always want to teach you as well. That whenever you do any reading or listening, these rules should always be in your mind. Never miss out on these rules because they are everything. I'm going to write down again for you all these rules, whosoever are attending our class for the first time. So it is for you all, guys. Be plus third form is a passive voice. This everybody should know. I will give you some examples and also will clarify you how this simple thing is applicable in whether we do reading, listening, writing, and speaking. All the four things have use of this. First of all, let's go. I will scroll down a little just to have a more better view of it. Okay. Yeah. So B plus third form. This is the main thing that we are doing. B plus third form is a passive voice. When we use it in writing, that is what I always teach. Physiotherapy was given. Hydrotherapy was given. These all are passive voices. That means these things have been done by us, the hospital. I will give you one more example. If I say patient was found with, this is a passive voice. A classic example or patient was diagnosed with. So when we do the writing part, this is how we write. Okay, I'm gonna write it. 3 days ago, the patient visited. Visited means he visited by himself. Second form. Second form means the patient visited by himself. The patient visited our hospital or our clinic and he complained of. Complained of is again a second form. That means it is also active. So even when you do reading and listening, this basic rule you have to understand. Second form is active and passive form is was were third form. Example we did when we had that example of why were women denied treatment. So this was a classic example. Why were women denied treatment? That means it is a passive voice. That means someone denied treatment to women. Actual में in paragraph you will find this that doctors denied this treatment. Doctors did not give this treatment because. So this is the line. That line would have the answer. I will explain again. Why were women denied treatment? It is was were plus third form. That means somebody denied treatment. So in the paragraph of reading, there would be different lines that women denied the treatment because of this reason. Women also refused to take the treatment because of this reason. But doctors denied the treatment. This is our line. This would have the answer because question was passive voice. Why were women denied treatment? That means why were women treatment by doctors? So that you have to understand in the passive voice. That is why both in reading and listening, passive voices are very important. And writing में तो obviously because we say patient complained of this thing, then we say on examination. In writing, on examination, he was found with. This is again a passive voice. That means he was found by us. He was found with this and this problem. Therefore, he was diagnosed with. So that is how we do writing. Therefore, he was diagnosed. Was were third form. Diagnosed. I hope everybody is understanding until now. I will, because it's just the start of the session. I understand all of a sudden when I talk about these things, it can be little tricky, but otherwise it's very simple. So I'm just gonna ask you again if everybody has understood this thing until now. Guys, have you understood this thing? I'm also gonna unmute you because I really want to know because this is what will set up the momentum of every one of us. Okay, I'm just gonna unmute you. Please at least say yes or no if you can. Please, yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody
Yes,
ready?
sir. Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Do you know
Yes, sir.
confidence is such an important thing when we do reading and listening, or when we do anything in our lives, including this OET exam? Confidence is everything. Even after 12 years of experience, since the time I have returned from New Zealand in 2014, I have been teaching OET massively from 2015. But see, even after all these years, when you guys are new to me, some of you, I do have some kind of butterflies in my stomach, like the way you have in your exam. But if you have done the right practice, then slowly and slowly these butterflies disappear in the final exam as well. And can anybody remind me how did I tell you that what to do on the exam day? The best way to kind of make your butterflies go away and make you feel better. What is that one thing you do in the final exam day? Anybody remembers? क्या करना होता है एग्जाम
Mm.
डे से पहले? What should we
Practice
do?
To,
before.
so to
Prac
listen something.
Warm up.
Yes.
Warm up
Before you
session.
go to exam, listen to something in English. Listen to something in English is like a warm up of any match. So when you are going for your final match of OET exam, warming up, listening to something in English will resolve all those anxieties. Just before your exam or after getting up, having your regular chores, having your routine culture, taking God's name before going to exam, and then listen to something in English while you are going towards the exam. This is the best thing you can do, and this can definitely help you to dissipate all your negative energies and to blow away all the anxieties you have. So it will give you all that confidence you require. So after practice, this is the most important thing you do while you are going to the exam. Second thing I always talk about, guys, is because this is basic English. Obviously, what is any other thing that we can talk about when these are the basic things? Now, the second thing I would like to tell you is degrees. This you all know. This is also very important because this will make your reading and listening 10 times easy. 10 times. Trust me. Because in every reading question or listening question, you will have something like then. Then means there is a comparison. I am better than you. He came later than me. Paracetamol was the first drug. Ibuprofen came later into the market. So this later word. So degrees means 3 degrees. Good, better, best. I always say this. This is the most important thing. Late, later, latest. Good, better. Okay, okay. Then we should take just second. I don't know how to take eraser. Yeah, I have that now. See, practice is everything. Slowly and slowly. This is a new laptop. I'm like basically very much used to or addictive to Apple, but this is something new for me. That's okay. But this is what it does. The next time when I will do this, I would be better. Sukhpreet ma'am and Amarjeet ma'am, can you please kind of leave your scrollings because it's making me feel uncomfortable in a positive way, of course, not negative way, but yeah, better. Then second is later. Then you have verse. Verse is a very hard thing to find. Verse is also a comparison because all the second degrees come with the words then. I am better than, paracetamol is better than ibuprofen. And the best part is that if any option has this word then comparison, 90% it would be eliminated. 90%. But if the comparison is also given in the paragraph, then in 10% cases, they help us to choose our answer. Suppose if in the paragraph it is given that paracetamol was one of the best drugs and it was used until 1991. Later on, it was replaced by ibuprofen. Later on, it was replaced by ibuprofen. So now if you can see, if the option says ibuprofen is better than paracetamol, so would you say yes or no? Asking. Ibuprofen is better than paracetamol. Earlier, paracetamol was used. Later on, ibuprofen was used. I'm just asking you, just tricking you, or asking you a simple question. Ibuprofen is better than paracetamol. What do you say, guys? Yes or no? Yes or no? Generally, again, fluke, tuka,
Yes, sir.
guess, guys. Yes, any answer? Yes or means ibuprofen is better than paracetamol. Right or wrong? Paragraph says earlier paracetamol was used, later ibuprofen was used. Guys, yes, please. Are you on
Yes,
mute? Right or wrong?
yes, sir.
You feel right? Okay. Now, guys, again, whenever you do, always convert it. When you do reading, always convert it into your mother tongue, whatever your mother tongue is, Hindi, Malayalam, whatever, or Punjabi. Main thing is that he said earlier paracetamol was used, later ibuprofen was used. So this letter, sorry, I just tricked you. This letter was बाद में, afterwards. So this letter is not that wala letter, late, later, latest. This is not that latest. So earlier paracetamol was used, later ibuprofen was used. Until now, there is no comparison which drug is good. But then they complete your line. Later ibuprofen was used. Okay, who used the paracetamol? Who used the ibuprofen? Like later ibuprofen was used by the patient or by the doctors. Both can be there. So later ibuprofen was used by the doctors as it was more effective. Now this is the comparison if you will see. And now you will say, sir, then word to aaya nahi. There is no then word. Then I will say second degree. Second degree means later, ibuprofen was used because it was more effective. More word is the degree. More word means much is the first degree, more is the second degree, and third degree is the most. Late, later, latest, good, better, best. More is always a comparative degree. So sometimes we do not recognize this degree because this is so common, more. But more is also a comparison. That means ibuprofen was more effective than paracetamol. Then you can make it right. Otherwise, it was wrong. Earlier, I said paracetamol was used. Later, ibuprofen was used. But this letter was of time. Later I book, but there was no reason. Then it said, as it was more effective, now there is comparison. Now there is comparison more. So that means now if I have option B, ibuprofen is better than paracetamol, I will say yes, this is my option. Any doubt in understanding this small thing as well? We will execute these things on questions as well afterwards. Any doubt in this? All good?
Yes,
Then
yes,
also,
sir.
if your question says which is the most effective treatment? This is also a very important thing. I will write it nicely. I will try to be nice. Which is the most effective treatment? Or which is the best treatment? Now, if in the paragraph they would be saying there were many treatments, taking different kind of beta blockers was very effective in the heart attack cases. Then also the uses of calcium channel blockers were done, and they were also very, very effective. And it was found to be more effective than beta blockers. Later on, they were replaced by digoxin because they were inotropic drugs. And then later on, they were replaced by diuretics, which is the mm, vital, or which is necessary treatment. Now, when you say what is the most important treatment, so then all the things were important. Beta blocker, calcium channels were more effective, digoxin was more effective. But finally, vital word and necessary word came with diuretic. So we will say which is the most effective drug? Diuretic. The most means third degree, the best. So if anything is given, if the question says the most, you will find many questions like this. In that case, always do words like vital, necessary, and something like that. Or it would be the best treatment, the most effective treatment. So the word means the best. It can never be better. So even if something says ibuprofen is better than paracetamol and question says which is the most effective drug, option says ibuprofen, no. Because they were just comparing ibuprofen and paracetamol. But ibuprofen is the most effective treatment, we can't say unless it is given that this is the best painkiller, analgesic. Any doubt, guys, in understanding this? So we have done two things: B plus third form, degree. Then we have done degrees, sorry, passive voice and degrees. Any doubt in these two columns? Because every time I will teach you, I will say this because this is something that solves, and you should have this thing in your mind before going to your reading and listening. Because your ear, if you are doing listening, your should ears should be open to it, and if you are doing reading, your eyes should be open to it. I have to find words like these. And now the last and the best of all, the most commonly is ly words, that is adverbs. Again, words like only, exclusively. But today I was wondering, I did not mention you about gradually, slowly, swiftly. Swiftly word means fast, just like the car Maruti Swift. Swift means fast. So words like swiftly. Often. Often means frequently. Swiftly means fast. Often means again and again, frequently. So this is telling about how many times. This is talking about speed. So this is also a concept you should know no matter what exam, English exam you're taking, whether OET, NCLEX or anything. Swift means fast, speed. It is the intensity, just like the degrees, good, better, best. They are not, you know, verb ka first form, second form, third form. They are not like that. They talk about the intensity. I am good. I am better than you. Comparison. I am the best. Means it is talking about how good I am. Quality. It is not quantity. Whereas things like often and frequently means quantity. How many times it is being used. So sometimes these small things also create a little bit of hassle for us, and we should know about them. Okay, guys, all good until now? Now, slowly, swiftly, rapidly. Rapidly is also a word, fast. These are the words for fast, generally telling you. Now, the words like every. If you see in option every word, 90% again, ly words also 90% would be eliminated. Even if you say every time means all the time. So, words like all should be eliminated in the options. So if I say paracetamol is effective every time, how is it possible? You know, this is a very strict option, very robust. Robust is also a word sometimes can come. Robust means strict, stringent. Stringent means that they kind of tell you, but it will happen every time. So even if by chance questions paragraph says paracetamol is 99% effective, and option says every time, even then it is wrong. This is not the right option because every time means 100%. Always means 100%, not even 99. So always eliminate options like always, every time, and notice the words like prior. Prior means before. We have also done this example many a times, and it also saves your time. Prior. Prior means before, and later means afterwards. So called post. Post word is also used. Prior word pre. So if somebody says prior to home visit, that means pre visit. After home visit means post visit. That is why for the pre word is always like that. That is why we prepare for the exam. That we prepare for the exam before the exam. Again, I hope you would have understood. So B plus third form, degrees, and third is ly words, adverbs, in which there are other adverbs like every time, always, prior, before, because adverbs are of different type, like positions and all that. Now we will see an example of doing these things, and let's jump on to the main thing. That is what you want. That is what I also want, that how to solve. So we are just going to take a random listening and we'll try and do that. Okay. So today, again, you have to help me because I normally don't practice. I normally don't practice, listenings. So you have to help me, but we will go together so that we can look forward to. And again, we can do, you can, I am not against anybody's material, none of the institute's material. It's about how you prepare. So I'm just don't gonna take it no matter what listening